Voting for the 2017 Legacy Awards has concluded, and the recipient for the new Radio Call of the Year, Football Radio Call of the Year, Todd Miller from Oklahoma Baptist, as he called Charles Taylor's standout defensive game against Arkansas Tech in Week 2. And Todd joins us now. Todd, take us back to that date in September and the play of Charles there in the fourth quarter. First, he had a fumble recovery in the end zone. Then the call we point out to was a game-saving interception.
Yeah, it was a game, Eric. In fact, that OBU got out to a really quick start. The offense was really clicking, and then give Tech a lot of credit. Their defense really stymied OBU's offense. But the Bison defense, they bent that afternoon, but they never broke. In fact, one of the plays that kind of exemplifies that is a forced fumble that you were talking about from Charles. He runs down a Tech receiver on a big play over the middle, punches the football out from behind him, and then recovers it in the end zone. He forced a fumble, recovered a fumble, and then, of course, the two interceptions, one of which you heard the call earlier that saved the game. But, yeah, it was a great game. You said I called out the conference. I thought it was a pretty easy selection, maybe one of the easiest they could have.
That's true, yeah. When you save 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, it was easy. He ended up splitting the award that week with a kid from Henderson who had 4 sacks against East Central, but still would have had to answer a lot of questions if Charles was not at least sharing the award that week. Just going back to the play and the call, is any of that? I mean, obviously, it just comes right to your mind of how good a game he has. But anything like that even come close to being thought out in beforehand, or is it just in the moment that it just makes sense? You mentioned it.
It was just in the moment, and I give our defensive line a lot of credit because they were able to get some backside pressure on Reasoner, who's a heck of a quarterback. And he was forced to throw it about a split second, as I remember, maybe sooner than he wanted to. And Charles Taylor made a great break in the end zone and intercepted the football. You might remember on the call, my color guy, John Parrish, was actually saying, why did he bring it out? Well,
I was going to bring up that exact point, yep.
I think Charles was just so excited to have made a big defensive play in the end zone. He wanted to maybe try to make that play bigger. But the big thing was he got it out, and that was enough to hold on for the victory.
Yeah, and you never quite know if are you a yard in or you a yard out. Maybe he thought he was on the 1 or 2 yard line and had to get going, but certainly it did not turn out poorly for the Bison. You guys held on for that win. But just looking back at some of the time you've had there thus far at Oklahoma Baptist, anything else, any other call you can recall you've been able to make in these first couple of years with the football team that rivals that finish that you had there with Arkansas Tech?
Well, I think the other victory that the Bison had this year at East Central in overtime, when they go for 2 and able to get it to Kimes Gilbert for the 2-point conversion that it actually won the football game, that was really exciting. Because despite only having a couple of wins this year, OBU really in the first 7 weeks of the season was in a lot of ball games. Mm-hmm. Their biggest problem, in my opinion, was a lack of depth on the offensive and defensive lines, something I think that they're going to have addressed going into the 2017 season. And that showed because late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter, these established Division II teams just simply kind of wore them down.
Yeah, that's only something to be expected with a still new team as they're in, I guess they're just finished their 3rd or 4th year.
They just got full membership into the NCAA
right.
About a week and a half.
Yeah, very exciting times there for you guys out there in Shawnee. But just looking across the league this year, we've long been blessed to have some tremendous radio personalities. Just when you guys see each other, pregame, what's the kind of the pregame banter you guys have with anybody as you guys come across, and do you get a chance to listen to each other? Maybe you're on the bus coming from a long road trip to hear some of the other guys in the league.
I actually do try to listen to a lot of the guys, and you're right. For a Division II level conference, there are some really good play-by-play guys in this league. In fact, one of my favorites, I think, is Billy Morgan at Harding. Billy and I share a common love with the Kansas City Royals, which at times can be a little bit difficult. But no, there's some great guys, great announcers in this conference, and I feel honored to just have won this award for the first time.
Well, Todd said hopefully more good calls like that are in store for the Bison across the league. We can make this award be a permanent one. We know you're getting ready for a lengthy cruise throughout, for starting from Sarasota and ending up in Miami, but appreciate you joining us here before you venture on the ocean seas, and we will look forward to hearing you here in the fall of 2017.
I appreciate it, Eric. Keep up the good work, bud. They lead by
by 6 and never trailed this afternoon. Pistol formation. Reister fakes the handoff, rolling right towards the end zone. It's intercepted! It's intercepted in the end zone. Brought out now and tackled at the 5-yard line.
Why'd he bring it out?
It's picked off by Charles Taylor. I'm telling you, there better be a very good defensive performance in the conference this week to take Charles Taylor off Defensive Player of the Week honor.